Hello, greetings. This is Gilles. I wanted to wish you a wonderful day. For today is the first day of the Ramadan. I wanted to wish a happy Ramadan for all those who participate for every day, every year. I'm doing my best. I'm not really all that great in doing that, but I participate as much as best as I can during the 30 days to fast and for it is a really good way to become master of your senses, to align the senses, to control the senses, and so to let go of some really some old energies. This confinement, and for it will be challenging this year because of the confinement, mostly for a lot of people in third world countries, but for it is even more difficult, of course, because in India there are people they live 12 people in a single room without window. So it's like we have to appreciate what we have and to create a relative to and to pray for all, so that we can all connect to this higher grid. For all the for if we are awakened, we already have access to, can already project yourself into this grid. It's like it's an energetic crystalline grid that surrounds the earth, where we can connect with all the awakened souls and spirit, and even the other souls that are not awakened we can connect to them through their higher self. But there is also all the ascended masters, our guides, the angels, the archangels, the galactics. Everybody's there, huh? So it's about connecting more and more to this higher sphere of light. For we have a soul. We want to connect to that soul. That soul is really the puppet master. Is the one that the body is like every day we log into this avatar body. It's like this, like in a video game, but it is our soul that programs everything within our life. And so as we become our soul, we become more able to orchestrate and maneuver the reality of our physical life, as well as we have to understand we are connected. We have an oversoul, what we call a monad. It is a soul family. It is on the 8th dimension. For the 7th dimension is the apex of the soul frequency, is where the pulse of the heart is being broadcasted. But on the 8th dimension, we pass the portal of infinity, and we connect it to a group soul. It is those beings that we were together at the origin. For me, we are only 5, and we are connected to the collective brotherhood. So it's not just a restrictive energy, but it is an energy that move and direct your life in certain directions. So you have to allow this as much as possible, and not to fight against the flow of this creation of our oversoul. On a higher level, the grand universe, what we call the grand universe, which is a paradise, the central universe, and the 7th super universe of time and space. The oversoul of the grand universe is the supreme being. And when you look at the master universe, what the universe will be in the eternal future, the ultimate will be the oversoul of the master universe. And then the whole of creation, the oversoul is the deity absolute, who's the oversoul of the whole of creation. As awakened beings, we are all we don't always agree of the ins and outs of things. We don't always agree, like this pandemic and the motives of certain groups of others, or the motives of government, or the ins and outs of things. We don't always agree on that, but we all agree on that we are being lied by the media and the governments. And so a lot of things are going to come up to the picture. I wanted to say most of those people who are promoting vaccination, most of this new vaccine that will come up will be extremely toxic from what I can sense. And so it's about say no for you and your children as much as possible. If you need a cure for this thing, it's just to use baking soda is a perfect barrier against it. You take a bath, baking soda, a bit of vinegar in it, and you are completely free, you're completely protected. But those who are promoting vaccines are either evil, they're really dark, or they're really ignorant, because they do not know. But I do not think the more people will rebel against that, the less that their genocidal program will actually work, because this is really about controlling. They have those computer chips that they put in. But some vaccines are okay. When you vaccinate an animal against against rabies, it's fine for that. But this is another agenda. So I'm just expressing that as my own thoughts, but for there was a decision on the collective soul to ascend, to find that freedom, and there is of course those forces that are trying to prevent that. But this power of the soul is far more powerful than anything, and very soon after that, after those crises are over, the earth and the sun may manifest their own power, and this will show men that they have very, very little control over what's going on in the world, in their world, because we're all dependent on the weather, on the light of the sun, on all kinds of things just to exist here. But the light workers will be protected. Those who are connection to the inner world, the other one will be shaken up, so they're forced to turn within. And so, but we are very useful. Spirit is saying every light workers, everybody, even everybody that works to protect the environment, to protect animal, to protect the higher vision, to assist in the collective manifestation of this golden age and this age of wisdom and freedom, is very, very useful at this time in the physical realm. For sometimes I feel like, God, please take me home. I want to go home. I'm done my work here. But it says there's so much more that is coming. And sometimes it is challenging because my darkest nightmares are being broadcasted into my consciousness. Like they wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning with the worst possible nightmare in relationship to my physical reality now. Like if it was like something that was like going to be happening, but it's not necessary. It is just like something that's being released. It's all the darkest fears are being brought to the picture, and yet the higher guidance is always like, no, it's like, well, choose the paradise ascension, paradise life, rather than the hell, the real hell. So it's about choosing and to be conscious, because all the fears are being triggered right now, so we do not want to give them too much power. Although some days we feel like because those things come up with so much emotion and they come from deep within, but they're just fears that have been stuck inside and they need to be released. I'm coming to that realization. For we are very important and essential, all the light workers, even if we are not recognized, accepted, or appreciated by the mainstream of society. It's like we're doing that anonymously in some sense, and it is just a service. And if we do not get the rewards that we deserve in this life, we'll get it in the afterlife. And so it's like everything is working perfectly for the whole divine plan is perfectly in place. And so very soon we're going to be asked in France to wear a mask, but there is no mask. So we're going to have to wear like a half bra or an underwear on our head, or like a Muslim veil. I don't know, because it's big business. They're asking like it's €5 for buy mask. We have to buy 3 a day. So it's like just by day it's 900 million euro just for France, and then so it's like big business. But so we'll see what happens. It's gonna. Did I pull some cards already? I'm going to pull some cards. I don't think I did that yet. Or did I do that? I'm not sure. I did it in the French. Sometimes I'm a little distracted. The highest wisdom is forgiveness. It's about forgiving the dark, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, forgiving the light. Well, there's nothing to forgive the light, but to forgive the dark, and even to forgive your soul for putting through so much. To put you through this whole process that is quite difficult, but also forgiving all the dark souls. As we let go, we forgive them, we're becoming free of their program. They have no more power over us. We see through everything, and we create this shield, this light that protects us, and this light, that wisdom that allows us not to participate in their dark programs. For when we fight against them, we give them power. What goes around this situation is hesitation. Our will is not completely self-determined yet. There is still our ego still has the power to interfere with the soul in the ascension process. So it's about being patient. What we see in our conscious mind that will unfold before us is trust. The more we trust, we have to trust our soul and our higher spirit rather than our fear and our doubts. what we have in our subconscious now is recomfort. We're going to find this recomfort for all the struggles and all the adversities, only temporary. For the light and love and divine grace will be the permanent reward, and it is the permanent aspect of the universe. Is always in this eternal perfect state, as Plato explained. We are only projection of something far greater that exists up there. Where we are now is serenity. We are achieving this state of serenity, of neutrality. It's a matter of breathing and letting go of all those contrasting energies. For in the near future, what is coming up is rejoicing. We're going to be able to rejoice. There is Uranus right now that is conjuncting with the Sun and the Moon, and in Taurus. For Taurus, is very fixed, does not want to change. So Uranus is not really happy there, and it's like the structure, the money. But Uranus is going to can bring up with this Sun right now. Happy birthday to all the Taurus. It's going to bring up all kinds of surprises. It can break free of all kinds of boxes and all the monetary system, all the bubbles that are going to be poof, poof. All the artificial illusions are being dissolved by Uranus right now. And so there could be a lot of unexpected event that comes right now. A lot because of Uranus and the Sun and the Moon. We just passed this new moon here. What we are in the strengths that we are, and the card that represents us in the situation is meeting, encountering. It's finding this good the connection, making the right connection. And what comes to us from the outside world is the solution. The solution will come from within as a result of the inner work that we've done. For what we have in our inner emotion, our hopes and fear is patience. The reward of patience is patience, for we have no choice. For the whole super universe of Orvonton, our own super universe, is central philosophy is that we have to wait to ascend. And while we wait, we ascend. So it's a whole process of allowing this process to unfold inside of us and to follow the direction of what feels right. And the outcome will be enthusiasm. We're going to move into a new level of enthusiasm, rejoicing in all aspects of our life. Well, I hope this resonated with you. And so what else did I want to talk about? Well, that's about the subject I wanted to cover. Here behind me this is a friend of a friend. It's a muse. Her name is Calliope. She's the muse of epic poetry, like Homer or Tolkien. It's about the heroes, great epopee where the heroes can... So it's like the muse are very, very instrumental in inspiring all the artists. I'm drawing aspect from muse. I'm looking forward to get new models. I want to do some new portraits. So I'll be looking for new models very soon to inspire me, new muses. And here it is a painting that's very unusual for me because it's about the ascension process, but it's the only painting where this is the symbol of paradise with the 21 satellites of paradise, the 1 billion perfect world of the central universe. But here, instead of paradise, the earth has been placed as the center of the whole universe of universes, and in the place of paradise. And outside of that, there is the astrology, the zodiac. And then it goes through the home, the signs of infinity, the silver star, the future earth, the 0 point, the empowerment, and the Ashtar command that's supervising the process. It's a painting that's signed and dated 2012, 2014. It's a very powerful piece. And so I'm going to sing a song. It's a song that went through my head. It's a song of, I think it was Leonard Cohen originally wrote the song. It goes like this. There was a sacred chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like these, the fourths, the fifths, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Your face was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah. Alleluia. 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 Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I walk this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch, and love is not some victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 There was a time when you let me know what's really going on below, but now you never show it to me, do you? And remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah. 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 Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. And it's not a cry that you hear at night, it's not somebody who's seen the light, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Voilà. So I'm going to pull one more card. I thank you very much for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. I always appreciate comments, and I hope this channel will grow, and as well as, of course, the awakening will continue to grow, and this movement of the golden age, this movement of the law of one, to return to the one, for all is one and one is all. Everything is just the same, rearranged differently. The higher beings, the lower being, everything is part of the one, and you are the one within yourself. And so you reconnecting and aligning to the higher consciousness of the one, the higher aspect of the one. And so the card of the day is the Ace of Michael. A marvelous idea is just emerging. Do not let yourself be distracted by the chaos or the hurdle along the way. Clear up any communication problem. So it's very important to be as clear as possible. Is the Ace of Swords, is the symbol of the Excalibur, this great sword of light, and that is really this point of clarity. And so be clear in your communication. Well, I hope this was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.